Okay. So my name is Ram Pati, and I have around 13 years of experience in IT industry. In these 13 years of experience, I've been working for different technologies like SQL Server. It's from Microsoft, and then after the MSBI stack, and then we started on this Power Platform. It includes Power BI, and later we moved to Power Apps and Power Automate and Power Virtual Agents. So these are the things included mostly in the Power Platform area. Then also demanding with the Microsoft Azure. We worked on the Azure data engineering part as well. These are all the core technologies what I've been working from last 13 years. And I started this eClasses. I'm the founder of this eClasses in 2016. And also I have around 7 years of, 8 years of training experience I have in IT industry. So my training experience is on 8 years. So I have been giving a lot of batches from across the globe, from different countries as well. Okay, so coming to this coming to this Power Platform. So the people whoever wants to enter into IT industry. So what is the first qualification for this one? It's like any degree people can able to come to this IT industry. Then what is the best and easiest with the very less coding technologies when they are looking? Definitely, I can say it's a Power Apps and Power Automate. Okay. So the people who are having some career gap and those people are working in a business but they want to come to IT industry, and some people are working in a non-IT technology. So from the non-IT to they want to move into the IT, and some people are working in IT only but they are working for a different technologies like currently they are working in the Power BI and some other tools they are working, and because of the there is no demand for those technologies, they want to switch into this demanding technologies in the market. So one of the demanding technology in the market currently, I can say Power Apps and Power Automate. Why the reason? Because it's like very less competition. Many of the people don't know about this Power Apps Power Automate course, and seriously there's so many companies who are reaching out and they're sending the mail, hey, do you have any trained people? Because of the lack of resources in the market, they were asking directly our institutions, similar like our institutions, do you have any trained Power Apps Power Automate profiles? Please share it with me. So that is the demand we have currently on this Power Apps and Power Automate. So this like for freshers and experienced people, both are companies are looking for fresher and experienced people as well. That is the demand we have in the Power Apps and Power Automate. So what exactly this Power Automate and Power Apps actually here? Like for example, nowadays many of the apps or the applications, any organization to fulfill their business requirements, so they want to avoid the manual interruptions. Okay, so whatever the activities they are doing manually in their organizations, they want to automate those things by creating a web or mobile applications. Because for every business, if you see in any companies, they are developing their software, so they are trying to incorporate the IT. So the information technology is very important nowadays, and to do the daily business activities, they are incorporating this information technology like a web application or a mobile application. So many people are thinking like developing a mobile app or a web application. It's a it will take a lot of time, and it will take a lot of resources, lot of expertise required, and a lot of amount needs to be invested. Okay, let's take it over here. Earlier days, if you want to develop one application, Let's take we have an eClasses application. See here, this is our eClasses application where like to automate our student enrollment process and joining the courses. So we created two things. One is a web application. One is a web application. The second one is the mobile application. Why we have created this web application and mobile application for the e-classes? The reason because earlier before to this application develop, what we are doing, the students are calling to our mobile numbers. So once the students are calling to our mobile numbers regarding the course, then our students are sending in WhatsApp and they are going to send a go to meeting link and the people are attending the demo, and then after we are conducting the live sessions and the class recording video will be uploaded into the class recording video will be uploaded into the Google Drive. From the Google Drive we are going to give access, and we don't know about how many people are attendee list, or how many people are paid the fee, and how to provide the access. This is all the things like has to do the manually. All these things we were doing in a manual process. So because of this reason, like a lot of disturbance and a lot of employees are taking care, and there are so many disadvantages are happening in my business. So to avoid all these kind of things, we were doing all the process automated. So what we have done, let's for example, we are going to publish a link. What link it is? It is for registration link. So the student is going to register inside that link. Like for example, see here we have a landing pages. I can able to create a landing pages over here. So then here I can see the student can able to fill his details in this form. The moment whenever student is filling this form, immediately that information will be saved somewhere in our saved some that information will come to my chart over here. See, there is a chart option over here. Under the chart option, immediately we were receiving, so whoever the student has contacted you, so that information is coming to over here. All right, so this is how we are going to make a form over here. So what I have done over here, I just made a registration form, and this registration form is going to be registering of the students, and they're entering all the details. Immediately that information will be sent in the chart over here, or you can store this in a backend database also. Correct. So this is a one kind of automation. So what things I have avoided over here, earlier my student will call to my mobile number, then our executive will lift the call and is going to enter those details manually, enter the details manually in a Excel sheet. So here no need of any employee entering the details manually. Simply in the registration form link I am going to keep in my website, that information will come directly storing in a chart or in a backend database. So this is one thing we have automated because of this form over here. So then after we are going to create multiple courses over here. All the list of courses we are going to upload it over here, right? So student what he will do, he will log into this particular web application, or he is installed my mobile app over here. So once they are going to log in or install this mobile app, they can able to see all the list of courses, all the list of courses. Then what will happen, whichever the course he is interested, simply is going to opt the course. So how he is going to opt the course, you can see here we have so many courses available. Whichever the course he wants, let's for example he wants a SQL Server course, simply click on that, get it this course, and he's going to give all the details, and he's going to do the payment method over here. Okay, so earlier days what will happen, student has to call, has to pay the payment by coming to my office, or they have to do a different account number, and we are going to enter all the payment details over here. We don't know my employee is giving which account number. So these kind of things are happening previously. So we are avoiding some money malpractices over here. So directly student has to pay the amount by buying this course. So once they are buying this course, they will get access to this particular course over here. So here they can able to see what is the content we are going to cover. Earlier what's happening, we are going to share the content separately. What are all the content we are going to cover like in a WordPad, but here you can see what is the content we are going to cover in this course. All those things you can able to understand. All right. And also inside this course, automatically the recording videos will be saved over here. Let's take it this Azure, this one. And in this course you can see what are the class. Whenever there is a class happening, the live classes also we are going to create it over here. And all the content, daily class notes and everything we are going to upload it over here. So what I'm trying to say here, if you want to automate, if you want to create a application, create a application, earlier days, similar kind of web application, if you want to create, you have to be a expert like a Java or a .NET. So these are the technologies earlier days we were using, and lot of coding we are going to implement. Lot of coding we are going to implement over here. And also, the experts are required. Expert developers required. And also it is very time consuming process over here. To develop similar kind of application, it will take years in the previously when we are developing the applications by using a Java and .NET. But now with this Power Apps, so Power Apps is going to developing the applications with zero coding, low cost. You no need of much expertise over here. It's a zero coding, low cost, less time. Okay, within the less time, with the low cost, with the zero coding, you can able to develop the application. Even if you don't need any prior knowledge of the um, any of the programming languages. We are not going to use any programming languages over here. We are not going to we are not going to use any programming languages over here. Okay, so that is the main advantage of this Power Apps. So Power Apps is used to develop a application with zero coding, with a low cost, with a less time, quickly if you want to develop a applications to the organizations. But one small note here is the the applications whatever we are going to develop here, mostly these are for the internal organizations. Let's for example, I'm running a hospital. I'm running a hospital. So for a hospital, we want to develop one application that is about like a patient OP entry details. Okay, so we want to develop a patient OP entry details. Let's for example, when I'm going to hospital, I will go to the hospital over here. So the very first time, what will happen when you are going to a hospital? Then immediately there are some like in the reception, they are going to enter all your details. Correct? What are all the details they are going to enter? So you are the patient, you will go to the reception and you want to write down some OP here. So I'm going to develop one application to here instead of writing a manual OP. Earlier days they are writing on a slip, right? So instead of doing that one, they are going to take you the details. What is the patient name? Okay, what is the patient name and address, mobile number, and according to the disease, they are going to choose the doctor and OP payment. So all these details they are going to enter in a application. So once they are entering all these details, immediately a form will be created in the backend. Then that form we are going to create like a OP. So it will come like a OP. So I just need a kind of this application I want to develop to the a hospitals. So ideally, if you want to develop this kind of application, so we need to really use Java.NET. Within how much time we can develop this one? I can promising you within 1 hour we can able to develop this. But earlier days they were taking 6 months, 1 year also to develop this. If I am giving 1 hour training for you on the Power Apps, you can develop this application to the hospitals. Okay. So any applications to automate or fulfill the business requirement of a organization can be developed by using a can be developed by using Power Apps. It is completely developing of the application. That application you can able to browse in the web or in the mobile app mode as well. Zero coding, low coding, and all those things. So for any application, definitely there is going to be data generating over here. So whatever the data is going to generate, where you are going to store that data. Definitely, the in the reception, uh, whoever is going to enter all these details, where this data is going to be stored. The data can be stored in the backend. There are so many data source connectors are available. There are so many data source connectors are there. Either you can store in a SQL Server database, either you can store in a SharePoint, either you can store in a uh, Excel, or you can store in a Dataverse database. There are so many data source connectors are there. From the application, whatever the application you are going to develop it over here, the data will be stored in the backend. There are 200 plus data source connectors it is currently supporting. 200 plus data source connectors. 200 plus data source connectors are going to be supported over here. The most of the time they are going to use SQL or SharePoint, or the high priority is Dataverse database. So in this training, I'm going to show you how to connect into the Dataverse database, SQL database, SharePoint, and then Excel connector, and also I'm going to show you Microsoft Azure cloud environments as well. Because nowadays, most of the companies they want to store their data in a Microsoft Azure cloud instead of storing in the local computers. There are Microsoft Azure cloud having different kind of data storages like a storage accounts, data lake. These are the big data storage systems also available. I will show you how to connect into this Microsoft Azure cloud data storages by using this Power Apps as well. Okay, so you can able to develop a applications by using a Power Apps to fulfill the business requirement of an organization. Okay, by using this data source connections, you can able to connect and you can able to store and you can able to read the data from this different storage systems. So in this Power Apps, they are categorized into three different kind of three types of the Power Apps over here. One is a Canvas app, the second one is a model driven app, and the final one is a web pages. So what exactly this Canvas, model driven, and web pages? So Canvas is like a more customized application. More customized application. More customized means you can able to there are so many components are there. You can use the components and you can develop your user interface whichever you want in your customer requirement. You can able to develop this one. Okay, so I can say it is something like a your phone pay, your Google Pay, or your Paytm app, or any other mobile apps you can able to see with more buttons and more customization and more components are involved on this. I will recommend to use this Canvas app for those kind of things over here. It is going to support almost all data sources. When you are going to create a Canvas app, almost this is going to be supporting all the data sources over here. Coming to this model driven app, so this is something like a automated apps uh, getting the data from the only dataverse database. Only dataverse database. So when can we recommend a model driven app, and when can we recommend a canvas app over here? So let's take one example I will take. So you are an employee, and so you have a HR portal. You have a HR portal in your organization, and I want to make it automate complete onboarding process of the employee in a organization. Whenever you want to automate the onboarding of a employee in a organization, then I will recommend to use the model driven app. Like for example, there are like a step by step process he has to do. And the first step what he needs to do is he has to enter all the employee details. Then who will enter this one? Might be HR will enter. So once the HR has entered, then employee has to enter about all his documentation, and about his PF details and everything. So once this is done, then it is going to show whatever the uh, trainings he has to complete in the organization. Okay, so once the trainings has completed, then finally onboard process is completed. So this kind of in a step by step process, if you want to onboard a kind of a employee organization, you can able to use the canvas app. I will recommend, let's for example, I want to book a hotel. I want to uh, generate a hospital management, hospital OP management. Okay, so these kind of things, more user interface is required. Then you can let's for example, employee leave application. In your organization, your employees needs to be apply a leaves. That leave needs to goes to approval for your manager. He has to give the approval. So such kind of situations I will recommend to use the canvas app. Model driven app is more, this is nothing to develop much. User interface we are not going to develop much over here. More user interface you are developing in the canvas app. But in the model driven app, instead of developing a user interface, more we are going to focus on the process. It's like a most of the time it is going to develop a model based on the data what you have in your dataverse database. First you need to develop a model in the backend in your dataverse database. With the help of that model what you are developing, model means like a the tables and the columns and relationships, everything based on that, automatically a model driven app will be generated over here. So very less customization on the model driven app over here. So then after, the third one is about the web pages. If you want to develop a uh, like a websites with more interactivity. Okay, so we are going to develop a web pages. So you have a websites, right? So I can have my this website. See here I have a home, about page, courses, and all those things I have, right? Similarly, these kind of web pages if you want to develop with more interactivity, and then you can able to use this. It is something like a web pages. How you are developing www.eclasses.com. These kind of websites if you want to develop, you can use these web pages as well. And also these web pages also can be connecting to the different data sources. But this model driven app is only for the dataverse database. It is going to be connected over here. So this is about the power apps over here. If you want to develop any power apps, so you have to goes to the make.powerapps.com. So you have to create a license over here this for this make.powerapps.com, and then it is going to be almost 90 days free version available over here. So 90 days you can able to create this free subscription. So here you can see, click on the create and create a different kind of I think it is not. Let me use a different email address. Okay, I can't do all these things as of now. Let me sign in. Okay, no problem. So this is the window where we are going to developing of all these. Uh, okay, let me try to sign out. Let me use this. Okay, so it is asking to install the mobile. I mean the authenticator app to log into this one. Anyhow, so this is the window where we are going to developing make.powerapps.com. So inside we can able to develop all the canvas and model driven apps and web pages. More this canvas. All we are not going to write down any coding inside when I am developing. Even if I am writing small functions, very small functions we are going to write down, it's going to be definitely I can say it's a zero coding over here. Then after, apart from this power apps is completely developing a application and a user interface for the users, right? Then if anything, if you want to do a kind of a automation, some activities, so inside the, when you are developing the apps, some activities if you want to automate, if we want to do a kind of a automation of the things, then we can able to use the power automate. What is the best example I can say? So there are already some predefined templates and predefined activities are there. With the help of those, we can able to do some kind of automation. Let's for example, when I'm going to receive a web request, I mean when I'm receiving a when a form has filled. So when you are filling the form here, for this form, when you are filling, what will happen? So here, whenever you are filling the form, the demo joining form, then what will happen immediately? Let's go over here, preview. So you are submitting this, your name, your mobile number, your email address, and click on submit. So whenever you are submitting, what will happen? A row will be inserted in a database table. So we were inserting one row in a table. Whenever a student has filled the form, whenever student has filled the form, what will happen? Then immediately I want to do an action, drop a email. I want to send a email, whichever the email he has filled it over here. So welcome, a default message I want to send. Hey, welcome to eClasses. Thanks for choosing the e-classes. And I am going to start some kind of a conversation, some welcome email I want to send it over here. Then immediately whatever the email he is going to send, what is the course details he want, then I'm going to share again that details. So it's something like a, I want to trigger a email. I want to trigger a email when action is, what is the action over here? When a row inserted, whenever a row inserted, nothing but a, when a form has filled and submitted, when a form has filled and submitted, a form has filled and submitted, then what's happening? Then I'm going to automatically triggering the email. Earlier days, what we are doing, we are sending the email notifications manually. Manually, we are going to send the email notification over here. Manually, we are sending the email notification over here. Instead of that, what we are doing, we are going to automatically sending up the email notification. So this is one example. Another example I will say, like whenever I am going to uh, upload a demo video in a YouTube channel, in my YouTube channel, I want to send email to all of my subscribers, or I want to send an email, whichever the email list I have. It's like a customized email I want to drop to the every subscriber or the whoever having in my DB list, the list of email addresses. Okay, and also let's for example, when the invoices daily in my business, we are generating some invoices in the email. We are receiving a invoice in a email. Immediately those invoices we are going to archive into a storage. I want to save all my invoice, whatever the attachments we are getting, right? So all those things I'm going to save in a google drive. Google drive we are going to save. So these are some kind of automation activities based on the action. Based on the action, then something has to happen. Something happen, I'm going to make it a conditional based. If something happen, then do this one. Okay. So instead of giving instructions to your employees, you can do this automated things over here. Okay. So we have so many types of power automate activities are there. Based on your requirement, we can able to develop it over here. There again we have like a manually, like we can have scheduled automates we have, and ad hoc automates we have. Okay? And also we have like manually also, manually we can able to run those flows as well. Manually means some desktop related. Let's for example, I have a excel data. I have 3 to 4 excels daily when they're going to keep in a folder. What I want to do, all the three excel data I want to combine into single excel. So do you need to open these three excels and copy the data and paste into one excel? That is manual process. But I am going to develop one uh, automate power flow over here. Simply when I am clicking on that one, automatically I am going to save that flow in a on my desktop. Those are desktop flows. Okay. Schedule flows means we are going to schedule on a specific time to perform this particular action. Ad hoc means like it's all about like based on the actions, automatically it will happen. We don't know when it is going to be happening, because when a customer is going to fill the form, We don't know when the customer will fill the form. Immediately, whatever the flows we have developed, that particular action, then immediately there is a reaction is going to be happening over here. Desktop flows means it's a manually user whenever he need, he will click on that flow. Schedule means as per the time, automatically at the time it is going to be happen that particular action over here. Let's for example, schedule automate means whenever my class starts, daily I'm going to schedule 9 a.m. is the class. Then I want to send a notification. I want to send a notification to every student. Hey, the class has started. Please join the class. I am just want to drop a email over here. This is a schedule because I know when the class is going to be start. So that time, at least 5 minutes before, I'm going to do this one. Automated means when a student form filled, immediately send a email. I don't know when the student is going to be fill the form. Desktop flows means this is something like a whatever the user whenever he wants to do a action, that time he is going to run this flows over here. So in this course, we are going to cover this complete Power Automates and the Power Apps over here. And there is a one more concept of the Power Virtual Agents. This Power Virtual Agents is like mostly used for the chatbots. Nowadays, many companies like customer care centers, they are trying to reduce their manpower. So some kind of a automated charts and automated replies of, if you see, even when you are going to the phone pay or Google Pay or any customer support, initially there is no human is involved. Okay, so most of the information you will get it from the automated chatbots only. Still, if you are not, then you can able to reach out the customer executive. The initial information mostly will be provided by the chatbots only. Chatbots are like a humans. They are acting like a humans in the chat. So this also I'm going to take one scenario, but we are not going to cover much on the chatbots. I mean, Power Virtual Agents. My focus is primarily on the uh, my focus is primarily on the Power Apps and Power Automate. This is very high demand in the market over here, and along with this Power Apps, Power Automate, the most of the components I'm going to cover Power Apps and Power Automate, and I'm going to design few reports in the Power BI as well. Few topics about the Power BI also by connecting to the Dataverse database, and I'm going to connect it to the MS SQL, Excel, and Google My Business and SharePoint. Okay, so these are all the things we are going to cover mostly in this training part over here. Okay, and Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents. So when I am going to discussing all these things, definitely from day one onwards, I will take one scenario. That means a flow of the project I am going to define. So with this content, are we going to create any of one project? Yes, the project will start from day one only. I am going to develop one project with the help of all these things over here. Okay, it's going to be around 40 days, 40 hours of the sessions is going to be taken over here. After completion of this course, like if anybody people having career gap, they can able to showcase 2 years of experience on this one over here. See, whatever the things I am going to cover inside might not be sometimes some people having a special requirement. It might not be fulfilled your requirement, but please note down your requirement, whatever you want to achieve. Then we can try together because everything is covering in this course might not be possible because some people they are already working on their projects. They have a different scenario because there are so many connectors are there. In this training, I may not cover all the connectors. I'm going to connecting to the regularly whichever we are using. But in your project related, you might have a different connectors. You might have a different scenario. Yes, I'm trying to cover that scenario also by doing some R&D. I'm not saying I know everything, but I can cover whichever the scenario you want. We can work together. We can work together based on the scenario whatever you have. Then we will try to find out the solution how to do that one. So that will help me also, that will help to everyone when they are joining to a companies, whenever they are going to work on the different scenarios over here. Okay, so for the regular sessions, then our team is going to reach out to everyone when we are going to start and the timings and everything. Okay, so this is all about this power apps and power automate demo session. Okay, so we have our eClasses mobile app. If anybody wants to install our eClasses mobile app, simply you can go to this eclasses.com. There you can see, if you want to get all these courses, what are the courses I have shown here, right? All these courses, and if you want to chat with our team, so you can able to get it this mobile app. You can get all the recording videos over here as well. Okay, see here, this is the link I'm going to ping. If you want to install our mobile app in your Android, you click on it here. For iOS, click on it here. If it is asking the organization code, provide this organization code, and you can register. And there are so many free courses, and also we were offering with less cost, just simply 299 the 20 hours live SQL Server training we are going to conduct. This is the offer we have today. So you just click on this link, and either you can download our mobile app, you can buy this course as well. It's like we have a good offer for this one. Okay, so now if you guys have any questions, then you can able to raise your hand and you can able to speak it over here. Yeah, go ahead with your questions now.
Hi.